Hi, my name is Deb Specht, and I'm a realtor. I live in Yankton, South Dakota, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it's like to be a realtor. So a little bit about my story. Ever since I was little, I wanted to be a teacher. And so, of course, when I graduated from high school, I went to USD, pursued my degree in elementary education, and had a minor in Spanish. And for 16 years, I taught elementary at different schools here in Yankton, actually up in Sioux Falls and in Freeman. In the last 9 years of my career, I was teaching Spanish at Yankton High School. And while I really loved teaching, it was kind of a time in my life when our kids were getting a little bit older. Our oldest daughter was going to be a freshman in high school and would have been in my Spanish 1 class, which would have been just fine. But at the time, I remember all my friends saying, oh gosh, once your kids get to high school, the time just flies. And I really kind of took that to heart, knowing that our daughter, all 3 of them really, but that first one, Jaina, was very involved in lots of activities. And as a teacher, I knew that I didn't really have a lot of flexibility, that if she had a volleyball game, for instance, in Mitchell at 4 o'clock, I couldn't be there. I needed to be at school until 4 o'clock. And so that was really my motivation to try to find another career, something that might work a little bit better with life and how we were dealing with it at the time. And so my husband was already in real estate. We had Vision Real Estate Services. Our company was opened in 2004, and it was in 2005 that I kind of started having these feelings about maybe trying to do something a little different. I did go ahead and get my real estate license then. To get a license in real estate, different than teaching, you don't have to have a 4-year degree. You don't even have to have a 2-year degree. The requirements are basically that you are at least 18 years old, that you are a U.S. citizen, and that you take 116 pre-licensing education classes. And once you pass that test, then you also have to have a background check. And once you've accomplished those, you can get started in a real estate career. So, what does it take to be a real estate agent? I think the biggest things are, you have to be outgoing, you have to be motivated, and I think you really have to be involved in your community. There are lots of real estate agents all over in many, many communities. And so the more contacts you have and the more involved in your community, the more top of mind you might be to people who are looking to buy and sell. So as a real estate agent, I'm considered an independent contractor. And as an independent contractor, basically I'm my own boss. I don't have to punch a clock. I don't have to have a certain set of working hours. But just like anything else, the more you put into something, the more you're going to get out of it. And so the schedule is a little different, and that's really what I was looking for, is the flexibility. Usually I'm in the office by about 9 o'clock in the morning. And, think about when we're working with the public, most people work 8 to 5. And so we usually say that our work week kind of begins on Friday afternoons, which is kind of like Monday mornings to other people. We work a lot of nights and we work weekends because that's when people are available. But that's all good. The trade-offs are good. I have a little more time during the day. I can volunteer for things like junior achievement, which I've been doing for a number of years, and I love that. So as what do I do as a real estate agent? So I meet with people who are looking to buy and sell. And as sellers, if people are looking to sell their house, I do what's called a market analysis, do some research and looking at what other houses that are similar have sold for in the last 6 months or so. And from that, we kind of come up with that market value. I help with staging and helping people, just kind of giving them ideas how to sort of maximize their potential to get the most out of the sale of their home. With that, then, there's also advertising. And so I work with newspapers, radio, and a whole lot with social media. As you know, social media is a big part of our lives in every facet, and real estate is no different. With buyers, the first thing I do with buyers is make sure that they get pre-approved. So we work pretty closely with lenders. Once people know kind of what they can afford, then we get to go out and kind of make a list of what they like, what they need, their wants and needs. And sometimes you're not going to get everything you're looking for, you hope for, but it is kind of nice to have that list. And then we go out and go shopping. And, sometimes we find a house right away that fits the needs, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer. So patience might be another good quality for a real estate agent. So we go out and we're looking at homes. Sometimes it takes just one. Sometimes it takes weeks or months, and I've even worked with people for well over a year before they find the one. And really, patience is so important, because when you're buying a house, it's the biggest investment you'll ever make. And so you want to make sure that it is the right one for you. So how does a real estate agent get paid? We work a little bit differently. Like I said, we're independent contractors, and so we are paid by commission. So basically what that means is, like in our market, a basic commission is 6%. So, and it's 6% of the purchase price of the property. So just for easy math, if a house sells for $100,000, the total commission, which is paid by the seller, is $6,000. That $6,000 then gets split between the listing company and the buyer's company. The agents then, so $3,000 would go to the listing company, $3,000 would go to the buyer's company, and then the agent would have to give a cut of that to the broker, to the agency. And so the biggest thing about commission is that you're not guaranteed a certain amount weekly or even monthly. Like as a teacher, I knew exactly how much money my check was going to be on the 25th of every month. And so we get paid when we close on a property. So we can show lots and lots of houses. We can write lots of contracts, go through the whole process. But if it doesn't ever end up closing, unfortunately, we're not going to see a paycheck. So the motivation is there. Again, like I said, the harder you work, the more you're going to get out of it. Some of the other things that I wanted to kind of talk about is, the fact that in every career, there's kind of ups and downs. There's good parts of it and there's bad parts of it. And I have to say that for me, leaving the teaching profession was really hard. Leaving my co-teachers, my co-workers was a hard thing to do. But for my family and what our goals were as a family, being a real estate agent has been fantastic. I've had the opportunity to be able to be a room mom, to drive for field trips that I was never able to do before, be involved in my community, which I wasn't able to do very fully as a teacher. And I've met some wonderful clients over the years, and I'm very grateful for that. I guess the biggest thing that I would say, in any profession, and I've said this a long time, do what you love and love what you do. And if you don't love what you do, it's totally fine to find another career. I did it. I was in my mid-30s, and I'm very grateful for having that opportunity to make a career change. So hopefully you learned a little bit about real estate and what we do, and I wish you all the luck in whatever your future holds.